Hello and welcome to How to Learn a Language. Yep, the name says it all. I'm Lindsay from Lindsay Does Languages, and I'm here to help you learn languages better, any language, any level. On this podcast, you'll get jargon-free linguistics insights to level up your fluency, practical mindset tips to tackle those inevitable learning wobbles, personal language diaries from me where I share my own progress and honest experiences, and exclusive looks behind the scenes of Language Life, my coaching program that helps people speak fearlessly and intuitively by taking control of their learning without pressure or one-size-fits-all methods. If you are ready to move past perfectionism and finally start speaking the language you want fearlessly, confidently, then you are in the right place. Let's dive in. I've been so busy lately upgrading Language Life that I really wanted to just hop in and share some of that with you. And a big part of that change is how we track progress in Language Life and why it matters, because it is so important. You know, I don't just want you to think, oh yeah, I want to learn languages better, I'm going to join and not feel engaged and then just leave and be in the same position that you are now. Like, I want you to really change and grow and get better at language learning throughout the time that we have together. And one of the best ways to do that is to track progress. And there are a few ways that this happens. So we've always had these features, or maybe a couple of them are like new, like not from the very, very beginning, but I've been working on upgrading what we track and how we do it and all of that stuff. So I wanted to share with you how we do it. So first of all, when you join, there is the intake form. So we need a start point, right? We need to know who you are, where you're at, how you feel about where you're at right now with your languages. We need something to start tracking from. We need a point to start tracking from. So you also have the chance with your intake form and with your monthly review, which we'll get to in a minute, to submit your speaking and writing practice as well. So if it's important to you to document that, and maybe if it's something that you don't do right now, kind of just instinctively for yourself, and that little extra push of accountability is a good motivator, you know, knowing, oh, I need to submit on the form, like that could be really, really helpful for you as well. So that's why it matters that you have this as a way to encourage you to do it, rather than just think, no one's going to know if I don't do it, right? Next up then, we have the weekly wins. So every single week you have a chance just to submit a little small win, little nod, a little acknowledgement of what you've done. Again, great motivator. And another thing that's really cool about this is that when we hit certain targets, there are group prizes, group bonuses. So we just hit our 100 weekly wins submitted target, and that means there's bonus support coming for that in the next couple of weeks, which I'm really excited about getting the chance to deliver. So this is typically kind of like group support will be the bonus, where maybe we are all together in a group chat for a whole week. You can ask questions, you can connect a bit more with others, see what other people are doing, what other people are asking. So it's a really great chance just to get that extra support, all for simply just each week saying, yep, I did this week and I'm proud of it, right? That's that. Another way to keep on top of tracking your progress. And then every month, this is the big one. And this is the one that people absolutely love the most. If I look at all of these ways that we track stuff in Language Life, this is the one that has like the most submissions. And this is the monthly review. So essentially, at the end of each month, you submit a review for that month. I have the form all laid out. It's very simple. Lots of just simple click, tap, and a couple of boxes to type if you want to. And that chance to submit your speaking and writing tracking, if that is important as well, to keep documenting things. I then record private feedback to you and email that back just to you. So you're the only one that ever sees that. It's all private for you. It's a good chance to just reflect on your progress, to do some goal planning for the coming month. You're not just leaving yourself like constantly open-ended thinking, what next? So it's a really, really good opportunity to just have those moments where you need to pivot, you need to adjust, or things are going well. Okay, I'll keep doing what I'm doing already. Then we have the end of chapter check-in. So as well as the support that you get and the tracking you get with stuff like this, there's the Language Life library. So this is my core curriculum exclusive to Language Life that is really your like guide to everything on how to learn a language. all of those key topics you would expect, like speaking, reading, listening, writing, vocab, grammar, all of that stuff, plus the more like fuller picture of everything. So there's topics like balance, discovery, goals, habits, motivation, those things as well, right? Which are equally important. And often there's not enough room in the conversation for that stuff. Things get just reduced to how to speak better. And it's do this, do this, do this, do this. Like lots of tasks for you to do, activities for you to do without actually having any chance to think about, well, how do you feel right now? How much capacity do you have? What time do you have to devote to this? So the end of chapter check-in, at the end of each of those 12 chapters in the Language Life Library, this is a chance to just reflect on everything you've learned. And again, ding, 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 nice little bonus, earns you bonus one-on-one support, bonuses as well, bonus content, all of that stuff. So as well as being that chance to reflect before just diving in and binging the whole curriculum in one go, it's a chance to pause, and it's a chance to get that little bit more, that little like sweet motivator of like, oh, I know I'm going to get a reward for this. And finally, we have the milestones. So, you probably have like this big goal of fluent, I want to be better in the language. That's it. I want to be fluent. I want to be able to speak it, to use it. I want to be fluent, right? I get it. But that is a long goal. So the milestones are designed to guide you towards that longer goal, but give you reachable targets on the way to it. So your motivation stays because you're always achieving. You're always aiming for something that's that bit closer, getting there. Then something else is that same distance away. You're getting there. So you're not just like, I kind of see the goal in the distance. A fluent is there, but like if I squint, I can see it. Like, no. You got the milestones to help keep going throughout the whole thing. Again, earning you bonuses, earning you one-on-one support. And there are, I've just added a new one, and they're designed to tally in with the way that most people work through the Language Life Library as well. So you have your first milestone when you join. So as soon as you join and do your intake form, you've unlocked your first milestone. Then you have your speaking milestone, your review milestone, challenge milestone, comprehension, and personal choice. Because I know that speaking for many people is the goal, but it is just not the same for everyone. And there's people I've worked with in Language Life over the years who don't really care about speaking that much. They want to focus on reading, or it's writing and maybe comprehension that is their goal. They just want to be able to listen and enjoy things in the language. And so that is totally fine. As well as the comprehension milestone, you've got your personal choice one. So you can decide what is it that you want that fits and that will help get towards that end goal for you, which I think is something I really like and something that makes Language Life quite different. It's not overly, prescriptive and one size fits all, do this, do this, do this, and do not deviate, right? It's very, very personalized throughout the whole thing. So across these different ways of how we track progress, we have a few things that are relatively consistent. So in one word, right? That's something that we're tracking across the board. So from your intake form to your monthly review, how are you feeling right now in one word? How do you describe your language learning in one word right now, right? And that is a great measure because we can see how things are changing over time. The same goes for weaknesses and achievements. So we're not just logging weaknesses. We're not just saying, I can't do this, or this. I'm awful. We're also having a chance to acknowledge our achievements in each moment and be like, well, actually, this happened this month. And someone mistook me for a native speaker, and I was able to completely enjoy a TV show, even though I didn't understand it all. These achievements that, again, like the weekly wins, we don't always have the chance to acknowledge if there's not that nudge to think about it. The 3 Fs. So how, fun, flexible, and fluent. Fluent? That's not... That's like the 4th F. That's the result of the 3 Fs. How fun, flexible, and functional was your language learning in that month, or like right now at the time of filling out that tracker? Your speaking rating, your intuition rating, and your process rating. So this one is really fun. This is like a 5-star rating, and you rate out of 5, like, how do you feel right now about your speaking? How do you feel like in terms of your intuition? Were you trusting your gut with things? Do you feel like things are flowing? And how do you feel about your process? Is there something that is stuck? Is there like maybe your routine isn't quite fitting into place? Or maybe things are just going along really, really nicely. So you're tracking all of those, and all of these are very, very simple, like a checkbox or a multiple select or a rating, like really, really quick and easy. So it's not like, it sounds good and I want to track it, but it's going to take loads of time. Like, no, this is as simple and streamlined as it can be while still making sure that you're getting the results. And then, of course, the speaking and writing tracking, if you want to do that, then you can throughout the intake form and the monthly review too. And also, something that I'm working on with this, like one of the reasons I really wanted to focus on upgrading this area of language life is that I can then give you, and I'm working on this now, right? I want to be able to give you this full view of your progress throughout language life with all of these data points that we're catching. Like, this isn't just like, yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, I'm doing a bit better. Like, this is really cool, specific stuff so that you can see like, oh, you know what, actually, that month I was feeling really stressed out at work. Things felt really slow. I felt like I didn't get anything done. But when I look back and I can see I still submitted my monthly review, and actually I gave myself a better score in my speaking rating than the previous month. So it's that chance to just see this full tracking, this full documentation of your language learner for the whole time we're working together. If you've ever felt down or behind, you can zoom out, see the full picture of your progress throughout our time together and really think, oh, you know what? I'm going in the right direction. So, you have that resource that you are building, that you are creating, alongside the feedback that you get from me, from the one-on-one support that is unlocked when you submit some of these, from the private feedback for the monthly review. All of that as well is just helping to make this very, very personalized, very, very relevant, and actually really, really useful. So I'm just so excited about the upgrades I've been making to these trackers throughout language life, and I wanted to share that with you. All right, I will speak to you very, very soon. If that's got you feeling inspired and excited and like this is the thing that you need right now in your language learning life, then you are more than welcome to join Language Life. You get everything that we've just discussed, all of that tracking, that personalized support and feedback. That is just one part of it. You get the curriculum, the Language Life library is there with everything in terms of how to learn a language. That is there. That is self-study on demand. So you get to choose what you want to do and when. And then you get the regular practice as well. So there's challenges, there's the prompts, and anything else that I create, that I share throughout your time in Language Life, you get access to for free as well. So you're not missing out on anything, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I would love to have you join us. You can do so at lindsaydoeslanguages.com/LL. And if you do have any questions before doing so, you're more than welcome to email me, lindsay@doeslanguages.com, and I'll be happy to have a little chat with you. All right, I'll speak to you soon. Thank you so much for listening to How to Learn a Language. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe wherever you're listening to this so you never miss the next one. And if you're ready to take your language learning to the next level and speak with confidence without the pressure or perfectionism, check out Language Life. You can find all the details and join at lindsaydoeslanguages.com/LL. Until next time, stay fearless, stay curious, and remember, confidence is your best accent.